Welcome back to Live from Paris. It's now time for Media Watch. James Creedon is in the studio. Hello, James Creedon.
Good evening, Rebecca.
Nice to see you. Kim Jong-un and his new wife have a day out, North Korean style. The pictures are pretty interesting. Screaming soldiers, dolphins.
This is it. It's so old-fashioned in some senses and so a little bit behind the rest of the world that let's put up the sound here because they've added applause. Let's have a listen. There's no way. In certain sequences there, they definitely added in applause. Here you have dolphins, you have... he visited also a kind of an underground cave with some sort of squid, and then he ended up at an amusement park, which has been newly built in North Korea with, here you have it again, roaring crowds of swimmers, and they ended up in a roller coaster. Now, it made the news...
A good wholesome day out, James. 1950s style.
Absolutely.
Well, mind you, wouldn't have had that in the 50s, to be fair.
But it was, good old-fashioned fun, certainly in terms of the images that we got and the quality of the footage, which looks like it's a little bit dated in itself, doesn't it? Now, the headlines in the press, let's take a look online. Kim Jong-un shows off his wife. Now, that's why a lot of people are talking about it as well, because in those pictures we saw this lady, they're apparently married since 2009.
Oh, wow.
And he is very much showing her on his arm, as his father and grandfather did not do. So this is a sort of a break with the past. People are wondering why is he being less discreet about his family life, in a break with tradition. It could be that he's trying to modernize a little bit the regime. It could also be that because he's so young, that maybe apartchniks are trying to show him off as mature and stable with his wife. Who knows? But in any case, there you go.
She's quite a glamour puss, isn't she?
That's right. Now, she was confused with a singer, actually. A lot of people were speculating in recent coverage in the press, because he's been appearing with her in public quite a lot lately, that it was a singer who wrote a song called Excellent Horse-Like Lady.
Horse-like? Horse-like lady.
Probably sounds better in Korean. It's not actually she. This is another lady.
So she's an acrobat, this one, I think.
That's right. What's her name? It's Ri Sol-ju. Now, another reason why this story is also grabbing attention, let's take a look at this photo, if we can zoom in on it, right? That roller coaster ride. There is, in the midst of the inner circle, the inner power elite in Pyongyang, you've got a mystery Westerner.
It looks like a false cat journalist. It does. It looks like Ben Barnier.
It does a little bit. Well, we should ask Ben. Has he recently been in Pyongyang? So there you go. Everyone's wondering, who is this guy? And, is he an insider? Because, of course, the regime is famously closed off to the outside world and very difficult for Westerners, journalists, etc., in particular journalists, to get in.
Will the real Caucasian please stand up? I want to know who it is.
And one last detail, does officialising your relationship in a theme park remind you of anybody in particular?
Those two.
That's right, Nicola Sarkozy and Carla Bruni. Some people have been saying they also decided to officialise their relationship with public images in Disneyland. So maybe that's where Kim Jong-un...
Was it on a roller coaster, though?
That's right. Well, it's always a roller coaster when it's a head of state.
Let's switch now to Rue 89, which has an article about those forced to move because of the construction, of course, of all those new Olympic facilities in London.
That's right.
Fewer than in Beijing, though.
That's a lot fewer than in Beijing. It's interesting because you've got journalists in town to cover the games. They're all looking for another angle. And one angle, of course, is people who were displaced or made to move for the construction of the Olympic facilities up around Stratford. 450 people, including this guy, Julian Chain. They were all given about 11,000 euros on top of being moved and provided with new housing. People in the region of Clay's Lane. Now, 450 people pales by comparison to, as you were saying, Rebecca, Beijing in 2008, 1.5 million people were actually displaced in order to build the facilities or, to landscape or whatever they were doing.
Do we know if they were remunerated?
I don't know. I would imagine perhaps a bit less, as so many of them. In Seoul in 1988, it was 720,000 people, so I think it does pale.
Yes, it's a drop in the ocean, isn't it?
Yes.
Now you're going to tell us about a marriage proposal, James. One that didn't quite take off, as it were. Didn't quite fly, this one.
All right, I had to do this. A bad omen plane-carrying marriage proposal crashes off of Rhode Island. Now, I wouldn't be bringing you such a gloomy story if it didn't end well, but it was one of these planes where you have a sort of a flag out the back saying, "Will you marry me?" etc. It was up in Rhode Island. The pilot got into difficulty, crashed. He survived, he was fine, but the couple down on the beach waiting for this kind of special moment, which was going to be, sprung upon the future lady fiancé, they were kind of confused and they tried it again 2 days later and it worked. But this article and many other articles talking about this story are all referring to the marriage proposal story in the last couple of months.
Which I thought was the one that was going to be a TV newscaster getting a shock when she started to read the auto cue, but it's not that one, is it?
It's not. This was in Portland, where an actor got 60 friends and family to help pop the question. And of course, we're going to play a little extract because it's good television.
Is it the look in your eyes, or is it this dancing juice? Who cares, baby? I think I wanna marry you. Just say I do. Tell me right now, baby. Tell me right now, baby. Baby, just say I do. Tell me right now, baby. Tell me right now, baby, baby. Oh, it's a beautiful night. We're looking for something dumb to do. Hey, baby, I think I wanna marry you.
Right, so that
What a
got 15 million hits on YouTube in 2 months. It became, in the first couple of days, it was 1 million, 2 million, 3 million. He put her in the back of a SUV, sports utility vehicle, got his brother to do the thing, and they were driving down the street, and then all of this just started to
everybody
happen.
he's ever met in his life got involved.
And she was like, right, something's happening. So there you go. We may as well finish with some cheerful pictures for once.
Fantastic, James. I hope that happens to me one day.
Well, maybe we'll try to set it up,
We'll
but
see.
then it won't be a surprise, you see. You'll be like, I knew that was going to
Thank
happen.
you so much, James Creedon, and that was Media Watch. Up next, internet users launch a fundraising